There's a discussion that the majority of men over 60 have never engaged in. Not with their physician, not with their buddies, and definitely not with their loved ones. However, it might silently influence how soundly you rest, how liberated you sense, and how assured you remain in the coming years. It's concerning a section of your anatomy that receives little focus until it begins creating issues: your prostate. I'm Dr. Julia Morgan, a board-certified urologist possessing over 15 years of expertise assisting men reclaim energy, blood flow, and self-assurance in natural ways. And right now, I wish to address you personally, since what I'm preparing to reveal has transformed thousands of existences within my clinic. You know, many men think that repeated overnight visits to the restroom, a diminished urine stream, or that uneasy sensation in that area are simply aspects of advancing in age. But recent science indicates that's not accurate. In numerous instances, such signs can be alleviated or even avoided through basic, everyday decisions you implement at home. Remain with me to the conclusion, because one of these routines is so surprising that even my veteran patients get stunned when I inform them. Yet, it could be the one element that ensures your system operates as it ought to for many years ahead. Prior to us plunging in, let's pause briefly to grasp why this tiny gland resembling a walnut merits much greater regard than most males offer it. Envision your bladder as a balloon filled with water, and the urethra as the slender tube that transports urine outward. Now picture a gentle band softly encircling that tube. That band is your prostate. When you're youthful, it's roughly the dimensions of a walnut, solid yet pliable. Its primary function is straightforward: to generate liquid that sustains and safeguards sperm. But as time progresses, that band gradually starts to constrict. By the point most males hit their 60s, over half exhibit indicators of expansion. After 70, it's almost 8 out of 10. The clinical name is benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. The term benign might appear innocuous, but its impacts are far from that. As the gland expands, it squeezes the urethra, constricting the channel and complicating the passage of urine. That's when you begin observing why prostate health matters after 60, the typical signs: a feeble stream, trouble initiating, the ongoing sense that you didn't fully drain your bladder, and those awakenings at night that steal your profound rest. Here's the fact that astonishes most males: prostate enlargement isn't merely an inevitable aspect of growing older. Research from the Mayo Clinic and the Cleveland Clinic verifies that specific ways of living, lack of hydration, inadequate blood flow, ongoing tension, and even disturbed sleep contribute significantly to how rapidly the prostate grows. In essence, you're not helpless. I've observed males in their late 70s recover ease, rest uninterrupted again, and sense more vigorous simply by adopting a handful of reliable natural practices. And the greatest aspect? They don't entail medications, operations, or costly additives. Now, I wish to be straightforward. What you're going to learn isn't instant remedy guidance. It's research converted into routine behavior. 5 practices demonstrated to bolster prostate performance, decrease swelling, and enhance blood flow across the body. In the following few minutes, we'll explore each one gradually. You'll discover how something as common as the manner you consume water, stroll following meals, or arrange your supper can discreetly shape the resilience and ease of your bladder and prostate. And I'll demonstrate one particular nighttime practice that has assisted numerous of my patients cut down overnight restroom visits by over 40% in merely a few weeks. So, prior to beginning with the initial habit, grant me a brief favor. Inform me in the comments from where you're viewing. I always enjoy observing how distant these messages reach. Whether you're connecting from Texas, Florida, or across the globe, welcome. You're in the correct spot, because this discussion isn't solely about your prostate. It's about safeguarding your independence, the independence to rest all night, to journey without concern, and to remain self-assured in your own physique. And shortly, I'll disclose the initial habit. It's so fundamental you could overlook it initially, but once you comprehend the research supporting it, you'll never view your everyday schedule identically again. Inform me below. When did you last sense you genuinely grasped how your prostate impacts your daily ease? I review every comment. Let's begin with habit number 1. Strategic hydration. Something so basic, most males disregard it, yet it's among the most potent methods to soothe your prostate and boost your blood flow simultaneously. It's not an additive, not a medication, and not a ray treatment. It's strategic hydration. Now, I understand what you could be considering. Come on, Dr. Morgan, I already consume water. But here's the key. How and when you consume is equally important as how much. As males age, the body's thirst indicator diminishes. Many proceed hours without a drink, then notice at night they haven't consumed sufficiently and attempt to compensate all at once. They gulp 2 or 3 glasses prior to bed and then pass half the night arising to utilize the restroom. Does that ring a bell? This routine discreetly tires the bladder and aggravates the prostate. When you extend too long without water, your urine turns concentrated, darker and more acidic. That acidity doesn't merely sting, it inflames the interior of your bladder and the tissue around your prostate. Over time, that aggravation promotes swelling and diminishes the muscles accountable for correct flow. Consider your urinary system like a home plumbing pipe. When the lines are rinsed routinely, everything remains clean. But if you allow debris to accumulate and then attempt to force it through in one large surge, pressure increases and remnants adhere to the walls. The identical occurs within you. As per the Journal of Urology, males over 60 who adhered to a structured hydration plan, consistent sipping during the day and reducing in the evening, noted up to a 41% reduction in nighttime restroom visits. Their stream enhanced and their bladder sensed more drained after urinating. That's a significant improvement for ease, rest, and assurance. So, how do you implement this? Begin your morning with water prior to your initial coffee cup. That early intake aids in clearing out nighttime impurities and initiates blood flow. During the morning and afternoon, drink steadily. Roughly half a glass every 30 to 45 minutes suffices. Cease heavy consumption 2 hours before bed. If you're energetic or reside in a hot environment, include a dash of mineral salt or a dash of lemon to 1 glass daily to replenish lost electrolytes. These minor modifications maintain your urine light yellow, which is the ideal point. Not transparent, not dark, just even. Now, here's an extra that many males don't anticipate. Correct hydration boosts blood flow, particularly to your pelvic area. Blood transports oxygen and nutrients that your prostate and bladder muscles require to operate correctly. When you're slightly dehydrated, your blood turns thicker, compelling your heart to labor more and delivering less oxygen to those lower areas. Over months and years, that slow circulation can result in delayed recovery, increased swelling, and reduced performance. So the next occasion you grab your coffee or soda, recall that each caffeinated or sweetened beverage counts against your daily intake. For each cup of coffee, offset it with an additional half glass of water. Your bladder, your heart, and even your vitality levels will appreciate it. And here's something. Habit number 2, walk after meals. Uplifting. One of my longtime patients, Alan, age 68, used to arise 4 or 5 times a night. We didn't commence with drugs. We commenced with water. Within 3 weeks of structured hydration, consistent sipping by day, reducing before bed, his nighttime visits fell to merely once per night. He mentioned the largest shock wasn't the sleep. It was how much lighter and serener he felt throughout the day. Small practices generate major shifts. Strategic hydration is your base. It lessens swelling, bolsters blood flow, and allows every other healthful routine you adopt to function more effectively. But we're only beginning, because while water operates from the inside outward, there's another practice that operates from the outside inward, something you can perform with your feet that directly advantages the gland you seldom consider. I'll demonstrate in just a moment how a 10-minute stroll after meals can function like physical therapy for your prostate and blood flow. No fitness center, no specialized equipment, just timing and reliability. Before we proceed, inform me in the comments, how many glasses of water do you believe you consume in a day? Be truthful. You might be astonished how minor adjustments can deliver substantial relief. Let's discuss movement. You've likely heard that physical activity is beneficial for your heart, your weight, and your disposition. But what most males don't recognize is that when you move can have a direct effect on your prostate and blood flow. Here's what I imply. Immediately after you consume, your body shifts blood flow to your stomach to assist in digesting food. It's a standard process, but it includes a side consequence. Circulation in your pelvic region decelerates. If you pass that time seated on the sofa, browsing on your phone, or viewing TV, the blood flow to your lower body turns sluggish. Over time, that diminished blood flow means fewer nutrients and less oxygen, arriving at your prostate, bladder, and pelvic muscles. Now here's the astonishing part. Studies from the University of Sao Paulo discovered that older males who engaged in a gentle walk just 10 to 15 minutes after lunch or dinner had a 35% lower chance of developing moderate to severe prostate symptoms. That encompasses decreased urgency, fewer nighttime restroom trips, and improved bladder management. Why? Because strolling after a meal functions like a soft pump. It directs blood, oxygen, and nutrients toward your lower organs, including the prostate. That heightened blood flow assists in reducing swelling and maintains the tissues healthy. Consider it like sustaining a garden. If water ceases flowing to the roots, the soil dries and the plant weakens. The same occurs with your prostate when blood flow slows. Gentle strolling after meals keeps that irrigation system operational. And it's not solely about the prostate. Steady blood sugar is another concealed advantage. High or varying blood sugar levels are a recognized risk factor for quicker prostate enlargement and more intense urinary symptoms. When you stroll after eating, your muscles take in sugar from your bloodstream for energy, maintaining your insulin levels even. That safeguards habit number 3, regular intimate activity. Your prostate and your general energy simultaneously. I'll share about a patient of mine named Robert. He's 71, retired, and adored his evening TV programs. But he was rising 3 times a night to urinate, and his vitality was waning. I requested him to implement one small alteration. Take a 10-minute stroll around his block after dinner. Nothing strenuous, just a relaxed pace. Within 2 weeks, he observed the difference. His rest improved, his mood elevated, and he informed me his body simply felt more youthful. This is the portion I want every male to hear. You don't need to drive yourself to fatigue. You don't require a gym subscription or costly equipment. What counts most is reliability. The essential is constructing small, daily practices that enhance blood flow, reduce swelling, and bolster hormone equilibrium over time. And if the weather's poor, no issue. You can stroll indoors, up and down a corridor, around your living room, or at the mall. Some of my older patients even establish a timer to prompt them. 10 minutes, 3 times a day, morning, after lunch, and after dinner. That's sufficient to maintain your blood flow active and your prostate oxygenated. Recall this: motion is remedy. Your blood is the transport system for everything your body requires: nutrients, oxygen, hormones. When it circulates freely, your body recovers faster, your mind senses sharper, and your assurance returns. Now, there's another practice that astonishes many of my patients. It's something males frequently cease doing as they age, thinking it's no longer essential or suitable. But the research indicates the contrary. It can truly safeguard your prostate and keep it operating normally. Shortly, I'll explain why regular sexual activity, whether with a companion or alone, functions like a natural purification system for your prostate, and why it's one of the most undervalued methods to safeguard your long-term well-being. Before we proceed, I'd enjoy hearing from you. When was the last occasion you attempted a short walk after consuming? Was it simple to maintain? Inform me in the comments, and perhaps you'll motivate another male viewing right now to begin today. Now, this next practice might astonish you because it's something that most males either evade talking about or quietly abandon as they age. But from a clinical viewpoint, that choice often causes more damage than benefit. I'm referring to regular intimate activity, a natural process that your body was created for. And before you scroll past or feel uneasy, allow me to clarify this from a medical perspective. The prostate isn't merely a passive gland, it's an active one, designed to hold and discharge fluid as part of the male reproductive system. When that operation decelerates or halts entirely, those fluids can stagnate within the gland. Over time, that accumulation can result in swelling, congestion, and even infection. Consider it like leaving water stagnant in a garden hose for weeks without movement. Residue develops and pressure accumulates. The same concept applies inside the prostate. Regular discharge through natural sexual activity or self-stimulation assists in keeping that system clear. This isn't guesswork. It's supported by research. The Harvard School of Public Health monitored over 10,000 males for more than 20 years. They discovered that those who ejaculated at least 21 times per month had a 33% lower lifetime chance of developing prostate cancer compared to males who did not. That's not because frequency is enchanted. It's because it preserves the gland's standard operation. It aids in flushing out cellular waste, reducing pressure, and promoting improved blood flow to the adjacent tissue. There's another advantage that many males underestimate. Regular intimate activity bolsters blood flow and hormone equilibrium. It increases nitric oxide, the same substance your blood vessels require to remain open and pliable. That means, habit number 4, strategic eating improved flow not only to your prostate, but throughout your whole body. One of my patients, Mark, age 67, visited me concerned about feeling detached from his body. He had ceased all sexual activity years prior, believing it was safer for his heart. But after we conversed and I clarified the research behind natural discharge, he slowly reincorporated gentle intimacy into his routine. The transformation was notable. Within 2 months, his pelvic unease lessened, his vitality enhanced, and he even mentioned resting more soundly. Here's what I informed him. The objective isn't performance. It's blood flow and operation. Intimate well-being is part of overall body well-being. Just as strolling after meals maintains your blood circulating, regular sexual activity keeps your prostate functioning as intended. It also decreases stress hormones like cortisol, which contribute significantly to swelling and hormonal imbalance. That's one cause why older males who sustain healthy intimacy frequently experience improved disposition, keener focus, and more stable assurance. Regrettably, too many males view this subject as forbidden. They avoid inquiring with their physician about it, or presume it's unsuitable to mention past a certain age. But as a urologist, allow me to guarantee you, it's not only typical to discuss it, it's accountable. Your prostate, heart, and hormones are linked systems. When one stagnates, the others follow. Now, to be straightforward, this isn't about pursuing youth or impractical expectations. It's about preserving flow, equilibrium, and energy naturally. Even if your desire isn't identical to what it once used to be, the physical act of discharge through gentle, comfortable methods still provides measurable advantages to your prostate and blood flow. And here's something many males disregard. Remaining connected emotionally also counts. Affection, laughter, and companionship decrease blood pressure and enhance your body's hormonal balance. So even if physical intimacy alters, emotional intimacy still performs a potent role in sustaining health. You see, your body doesn't cease requiring blood flow at 60. It flourishes on it. And every healthful form of flow, water, movement, intimacy, assists your prostate remain clear, serene, and operational. Now, we've addressed the first three practices: hydration, strolling, and natural discharge. But there are still two additional. And the next one starts where most males commit their largest daily error: on the plate. Because what you consume daily can discreetly determine whether your prostate remains cool and calm or swollen and aggravated. Shortly, I'll demonstrate which foods function like natural remedy for your gland, and which typical ones silently worsen things. Before we proceed, I wish to inquire something personal. Do you think intimacy still contributes to long-term men's well-being? Type yes in the comments if you concur, or no if you believe it's just part of aging. Let's observe where most males stand on this. We've already addressed hydration, movement, and healthy discharge. Now let's shift to what you place on your plate, because your prostate senses everything you consume. Habit number 4, strategic eating for prostate safeguard. Every male eats, but few eat with intent. The correct foods can soothe swelling, balance hormones, and protect the exact tissue that bolsters your urinary ease and assurance. The incorrect ones discreetly do the reverse. Begin with color. Red and green are your strongest partners. Red foods, like tomatoes, watermelon, and pink grapefruit, are abundant in lycopene, a natural antioxidant that assists in neutralizing the free radicals causing prostate swelling. Cooking tomatoes. Consider tomato soup or a warm pasta sauce. Actually renders that lycopene simpler to absorb. The International Journal of Cancer states that males who consumed cooked tomatoes twice a week had a 28% lower habit number 5, deep restorative sleep, risk of prostate cancer, than those who didn't. Then there's zinc, a trace mineral present in pumpkin seeds, seafood, and nuts. Zinc is essential for hormone equilibrium and the structural strength of prostate cells. Males who lack it often encounter fatigue, slower recovery, and diminished function. Just a handful of pumpkin seeds or a portion of salmon a few times a week creates a genuine difference. And don't overlook cruciferous vegetables: broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. They hold sulforaphanes, compounds that assist your liver in detoxifying hormones and safeguarding against unusual cell growth. They're like a natural cleansing team for your body. Try this. Construct your plate like a traffic light. Half vegetables, green. A quarter lean protein, yellow. And a quarter healthy carbs like brown rice or sweet potato, red for energy. Include a drizzle of olive oil or avocado for healthy fats that bolster hormone creation. What to restrict? Processed meats, sugary treats, and heavy fried foods. They heighten overall swelling and can constrict blood flow in the precise area you're attempting to safeguard. I had a patient named George, 72, who transitioned to what he termed the tomato rule. Every meal had to incorporate something red or green. Within 6 weeks, his urinary stream enhanced and his PSA levels steadied. His sole complaint: he mentioned he now spends more time in the produce section than the snack section, and he's proud of it. But even the purest diet can't perform its role if your body never enters restoration mode. That leads us to the final, frequently disregarded practice. Habit number 5, deep restorative sleep. Most males regard sleep as elective, something to shorten when the world seems too hectic. Yet sleep is when your body discreetly executes its most sophisticated repair tasks. During deep sleep, your body discharges melatonin and growth hormone, 2 natural anti-inflammatory substances that assist in rebuilding and safeguarding prostate tissue. Skip that phase, and your stress hormones increase, testosterone decreases, and swelling expands. A study in cancer epidemiology and prevention biomarkers followed over 2,400 males for almost a decade. Those who consistently battled with sleep had double the risk of developing aggressive prostate disease compared to males who slept soundly. To safeguard your prostate while you rest, maintain your room dark, quiet, and cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Steer clear of caffeine and large meals within 3 hours of bedtime. Shut off bright screens an hour before sleep. The blue light postpones melatonin. And if nighttime urination disrupts you, adhere to our first practice. Halt fluids 2 hours before bed. When my patients finally begin prioritizing restorative sleep, they observe more than fewer restroom trips. Their morning vitality enhances, blood pressure steadies, and their general energy returns. Because when you rest well, your hormones and 5-habit blueprint for vitality blood flow recalibrate naturally. Now, let's unite it all. The 5 habits recap. Your natural blueprint for prostate energy. 1. Strategic hydration. Sip steadily through the day. Reduce at night. Clear toxins, lessen irritation, bolster blood flow. 2. Walk after meals. A 10-minute stroll enhances pelvic blood flow and stabilizes blood sugar. 3. Regular intimate activity preserves gland operation, eases pressure, bolsters hormone equilibrium. 4. Strategic eating. Lycopene-rich and zinc-rich foods to soothe swelling and nourish your cells. 5. Deep sleep. The body's nightly restoration cycle that maintains your prostate and blood flow robust. Individually, each practice can create a noticeable difference, but when implemented together, they form a barrier, one that safeguards your ease, your autonomy, and your assurance long into your 70s and beyond. Recall, this isn't about existing eternally. It's about existing well, being capable of traveling without mapping every restroom halt, resting through the night without disruption, arising with clear vitality and steady into your drive. If you absorb anything from today's discussion, let it be this. Your prostate doesn't dictate your life. You do. These are small, straightforward steps you can initiate immediately, regardless of your age or health background. Now, I'd enjoy hearing from you. Which of these 5 practices astonished you most? Which one are you going to commence tonight? Inform me in the comments. I review everyone, and your narrative might motivate another male to act. And if you know a companion, father, or brother who could gain from this, share this video with him. You might be providing him the precise information he requires to exist with more ease and assurance. Remain reliable, remain inquisitive, and recall, you possess far more authority over your energy than you've been informed. This video is for educational aims only and does not substitute professional medical guidance. Every male's body is distinct. If you are encountering pain, changes, or personal issues, please consult with your healthcare provider.